Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today we're going to talk about Dungeons & Dragons, and we are going to talk about Session 3 of Dungeons & Dragons Crown and Skull campaign, Arbor Adventures. And today we're going to continue with the tale of the Sun Elf the Sun Elf assassin, Doulos. 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 All right. And so he is in Phandalin. He has allied with a dragonborn warrior by the name of Grax. And he has been seeking out his brother, right, who went missing a few months ago. He has found his brother, and his brother is with the Phandalin miners. Grax found exactly which one of the 6 mines he's in. He's in the Garnet mine. And Doulos followed him to Doulos followed his brother followed Grax and Grax's dwarf escort to the Garnet mine. And once they reached the Garnet mine, the dwarf escort just brought the dwarf warrior Grax right down to where his brother is, which is on the 6th level of the mine. Okay, so he's about 60 feet down, quite a ways down. And we should note that Doulos has also realized that there's something wrong with the river, okay, that is close to the mine. All right, so Doulos, the Sun Elf assassin, arrives here. Previously, I called him the Empath assassin. I think it's more Dungeons & Dragons specific to say Sun Elf assassin. All right, and so basically, at this point, we reach the point where Doulos is going to deal with. It actually reaches a point where he arrives at the room where Dragonborn warrior Grax is. There, Grax's dwarf escort, and his brother and Voronwey. So Doulos' brother has found Voronwey, who is this cartographer woman, right? And this cartographer woman is speaking, and there are dwarf miners in the room. And there is Voronwey in the room, and there is and Doulos' brother. Okay, but Doulos' brother is still in hiding. He's like snuck his way down here, right? So he's been hiding, right? So he's overhearing. He's listening to this conversation. So Voronwey is talking about the business of Doulos' brother and hers and why they're here. And so she is explaining that they are seeking Thove, the hate of Vecna. Specifically, Voronwey is seeking literally this cursed dagger that Doulos has, right? And she says this dagger, the hate of Vecna, is connected to Vecna. Now currently, and this is Voronwey speaking, and she's speaking to the brother and she's speaking to the dwarf miners. And she says, now Vecna is in an unusual state right now. Vecna is on O-Earth, and Vecna is trapped on O-Earth. And Vecna was recently exiled with the chime of exile from every realm that he lived in through many different realms, and he's now trapped on Earth, and he is weaker than he's ever been. Now we, as Dungeons and Dragons player, Dragon Masters and Dungeon Masters, we know what this is. So Vecna is right at the end of Vecna Eve of Ruin, and he has been defeated by a group of adventurers. Okay. So at this point, Vecna has never been weaker. The hate of Vecna is an object that still is connected to Vecna, and it was powered with Vecna's power before Vecna was diminished and sent away from the caverns of the shattered reflections, right? And sent to Earth, right? And so Voronwey says, now the reason why, this elf here, and she indicates Duolis' brother, and her are seeking this blade, is Vecna is weaker than he's ever been. And the way that, and Vecna's power was controlled in many ways prior to his being defeated by an adventuring group at the end of the Vecna Eve of Ruin D&D canon hardback, right? And so she explains that he is weaker than he has ever been, right? And she explains that what she wants the dagger for is, the dagger has always done the same thing. So whoever holds it, they take a life, and then that soul is immediately fed to Vecna, no matter where he is on any realm, right? And it makes him more powerful, and it bolsters him. And that is still happening now. Now, Vecna is centuries away, as it stands now, from being able to even escape Oerth. The Chime of Exile has trapped him on Oerth, which is in Greyhawk, by the way. Actually, Oerth is the world of Greyhawk, right? So Vecna's trapped in Greyhawk. That's a better way to say that. All right, so Vecna's trapped in Greyhawk. And so basically, there's this situation where, so Voronwey says, whenever this blade kills someone, they die, and then their soul is immediately sent to Vecna. But none of the souls that have ever gone to Vecna know that. They don't know that the blade is connected to Vecna. And the moment that the soul is sent to Vecna, there is a will challenge, right? Vecna takes that soul into himself, but there's a moment when the soul gets to Vecna where Vecna, there's actually one distinct moment where Vecna is vulnerable and goes into a will challenge, right? And Vecna is gonna like absorb this soul and add it to his power, but he has to defeat this whoever was killed in a will challenge. Now, this will challenge is always easy for Vecna because he's ready for it, he understands what's happening, and there's no confusion, right? But these souls that are killed with this blade, the hate of this cursed dagger, they're always confused. They always have no idea what's happening, right? They're always like terribly confused. And so Vecna is able to easily defeat them in this will challenge, right? So so basically what Voronwey is saying is that she wants the blade, and then she wants somebody to kill her with a blade, and she has specifically prepared herself to defeat Vecna in the will challenge, and will then be able to essentially absorb all of Vecna's power. She will be in Vecna's body, but she will be in control of it. And then she will simply shove Vecna off to the side in his own body, and then use his powers for good. She wants to take over Vecna, which is a pretty incredible goal, right? And so Doulos overhears all this, and that's where we're going to end this report on. That's where we're going to end this report. Thank you very much for letting me share this with you, and I'm really excited about this campaign. It's going extremely well, and I'd love to hear your every single word you just heard is my opinion, my humble opinion on Arbor Adventures. I'd love to hear your humble opinion on Arbor Adventures. Please consider liking, subscribing, and have a fetch millennium.